Hello, boys and girls, guys and gals, gamers and geeks, and chads and chadettes. We lost a real gaming classic today. Aaj mar gaya. What? Oh, what do we lose today? Angry Birds. I don't know how I'm laughing, considering it's a sad day today for us to lose such an amazing banger classic. Link to the Past. Super Mario World, Chrono Trigger, Simpsons Hit and Run, beta games compared to Angry Birds. Now, I know for a fact over 80% of the people watching this video have played Angry Birds. You wanna know why? Because we've all went to the bathroom, okay? Now, no matter where you live, smartphones are prevalent, and if you had an iPod Touch back in the day, or a Droid, or you have a smartphone in general, you've played a video game on the toilet, okay? All right. Nowadays, a lot of youngins are spoiled for choice, okay? You can play COD Mobile. You used to be able to play some Apex Legends until I guess they're delisting that. And there was even a Siege clone at one point that you could play. I don't know why anybody would want to play Rainbow Six Siege on the crapper, but it was there. But see, back in the day, we didn't really have a lot of gaming options. I remember I had Mafia Wars, which was like a Facebook game ported to the iPhone, and Angry Birds. So realistically, I sat down and I played some Angry Birds and had a good time on the toilet. Now, the problem with digital media is it can be delisted at any moment, meaning that since there's no physical media, it really is up to the company to preserve it, or if that game gets cracked by any capacity, then the files can be stored offsite and preserved, right? Now, back in the day, there's a lot of games that I missed out on. There used to be a game known as Mission Europa I used to play on the iPod Touch. Can't play it anymore because Apple doesn't support those old binaries, and I doubt the game is actually even available on the App Store anyways. So yeah, games come and games go. And unfortunately, it seems this one game got removed because it was too successful. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Angry Birds, Rovio, the company behind it, recently said, "We have reviewed the business case of Rovio Classics Angry Birds." So to understand, this is the original, pristine, virgin version of Angry Birds, meaning they didn't have microtransactions, stores, battle passes, all forms of microtransactions that are really hurting video games, okay? And I'll get to that later. Due to its wider impact on their games portfolios, we have decided that Rovio Classics will be unlisted from the Google Play stores on February 23rd, meaning we lost it today, boys. It's gone. Additionally, the game will be renamed to Red's First Flight on the App Store, pending further review. Angry Birds will remain playable on devices on which the game has been downloaded, even after it has been unlisted. Yeah, because it's going to be pretty difficult to take care of that. We understand this is sad news for many fans, as well as a team that has worked hard to make Angry Birds Rovio Classics a reality. We're extremely grateful to the Angry Birds fans who have shown their love for the brand. But again, we hope those fans continue to play Angry Birds 2, Friends, Angry Birds Journey, everything that they made. Translation, because this one game didn't have microtransactions, and you could just buy it for 99 cents, I believe, one time. You could just buy it one time, 99 centaroonies. You didn't have to be touched with microtransactions, constant ads that were telling you to buy other games or buy the season pass, buy the Angry Birds pass, you name it. People could just play the game that they paid for. What a novel fucking concept. Unfortunately, that apparently was cannibalizing on their sales so hard that they ended up having to stop it. Now, of course, Rovio, if you look into their actual repertoire, there ain't a lot of innovation that happens at the company, okay? They got Angry Birds 2, which if you open it up, you can see exactly why. They got boss battles, and they need to stop handing crack pipes in the office, because goddamn, I haven't seen monetization this hard since like Summoner's War or Raid Shadow Legends. It's a puzzler game, not a goddamn role-playing game. What is up with the power levels on the birds? I don't get it. You're supposed to be, the whole point of the game was to use the physics in your favor. Why are you adding loot systems to it? Stop. These graphics look kind of nice. Like they got sparkles and shit. Level up your birds. Again, whew. How long does it take to get Red to max level? I don't know. How many times can you swipe mommy's credit card is the question. What the hell is AB Evolution 2023? Oh man, it's like that shitty Tom Clancy Elite Soldier ripoff. No, I'm not doing that. No, not happening. See, this is already false advertising. There's somebody's playing this game outside the bathroom. There's no way. This is false advertising. I refuse to believe anybody is playing Angry Birds outside in the real world. You ain't touching grass and playing Angry Birds. Get out of here. I love this. Small town. Did you murder your mom? What, me? Of course not. Oh, really? I love these small town murder games. They're so cute. It's just Bejeweled with a crappy LA Noire ripoff story. Now, of course, we're gonna stop right here. Let's talk about microtransactions. You know, back in the day, and I'm talking the Xbox 360 era, it used to be like when you just bought the game, okay? You paid $60, whatever the premium price was, and you played the game. It came with a full, complete, experience, and you really didn't need anything beyond it. Now, of course, later on, games started coming out with map packs, and I'm relegating this discussion to, the Xbox 360, first-person shooter era, where, for instance, Halo 3 drops, right? And what effectively happened was you got a whole complete game, and later on they released a legendary map pack, which ended up becoming, the heroic map pack, the legendary map pack, mythic map pack, so on and so forth. Every few months, you would be given, a set of maps to basically use in the game. And same with Call of Duty, right? There used to be a period where Call of Duty had 4 different map pack releases throughout the year. Nowadays, it's become a season pass, and it's also become the battle pass, and it's also become a series of skins. Recently, just signing on to Rainbow Six Siege, which I don't play too often, but every time I do, I'm baffled at the amount of monetizations that get added to the game. You know, there used to be a deal with the devil with a lot of these microtransaction games. Okay, so you gave us the core game for free, right? That means all of us are on the same level. You give us all the same maps, all the same guns, except all we're paying for is the cosmetics. It's insane to me that when you load up games like Rainbow Six Siege, there are cosmetics now that actually cost as much as map packs used to cost back in the day. And the thing is, I guess as gamers, we're suddenly conditioned to just constantly chew into microtransactions because it really does seem to be working. There will never be a game developer that will release a full game ever again. You know, live service stuff has become so lucrative. It's not that it's good for gaming. It's not even that every live service piece of media ever succeeds. In general cases, most live services, as far as I've been able to see from a gamer's perspective, don't go anywhere. Recently, Anthem went down. Not recently, but Anthem died. Recently, Avengers died, and a bunch of other live service releases are just fatiguing players out. Nobody gets excited looking at a skeleton of a game and knowing that eventually, as far as the game is going to go, there'll be drip-fed content into it. Drip-feeding content is not something that excites players. I would rather pay $60 once, and then every so often, if the game is good enough, pay $10 for an expansion pack. Obviously, the companies are not going to make nearly enough money. And for Rovio in this case, the reason they took out Angry Birds was because of that same reason. Why would somebody go out and pay for microtransactions a bit at a time when they can just buy a whole game for $1 and call it a day? There were literally people who bought this game and they just played a game untouched and free from, storefronts and whatnot. And for that was good enough. The gameplay was there, the gameplay was solid enough, and that's pretty much what it ended up going down. And it's wild that one of the classic games ever released in this platform is being removed simply because of a financial decision. That's it. Now, of course, being a game preservationist, there is a wild way one can play the original Angry Birds without microtransactions, and that's thanks to RPCS3. Because if it's 2 games that should be preserved for mankind, it's Sonic Unleashed and Angry Birds Trilogy. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's as simple as firing up this game right over here and just playing it with the boys. Fire up a controller and call it a day. And it actually works really well. Look at that. You even got a 2009-2012 Rovio Entertainment copyright date. Literally the year that I kind of started my channel on. That's crazy. Fox Digital, Blue Sky, Activision. Yeah, we got the whole Devil's Armada coming at us. Hell yeah, hit start on that one. Let's go. You have pending leaderboard submissions? Nah, brother. I ain't updating this. Dude, they got a whole series of games. You got Angry Birds Seasons, the classic. And remember, at one point, they even made a whole ass movie out of this franchise, too. Don't know how, but they did. Here it is. Let's continue the classic. Yeah, this is the one way you can preserve the classic of the game. So the whole point of Angry Birds, you see that pig in the glass house? All you have to do is aim the bird, fire, and boom. And given that this is a pretty light game, I'm sure that anybody could actually install this onto the deck. Okay, I'm actually failing to rehearse. Let's restart this completely. I'm pretty sure you can install this onto the Steam Deck. It would actually work. Wait, How am I supposed to get a one? How am I supposed to get the one? Here it is. If I hit that enough. Oh, and it's dead. There you go. See, that's how you win, boys. That's how you get it. Now, am I gonna get 2 stars? Or am I gonna get 3 stars? Okay, 10k per 10k per. Oh, yep. All right, dude, we're good. We're good. All right, I got my streak continued. Never in my entire life did I think I was gonna play Angry Birds on the PlayStation 3 emulator at some point. But you know what? I'm glad that in some capacity gaming does get preserved. Because again, you know, it's not that I have some crazy love for this franchise. It's just like at the end of the day, when I see companies doing like insane shit out of purely business perspectives, it doesn't entirely like make me happy. Like at the end of the day, like getting rid of the game just because your other titles were suffering a bit financially is just not the play you want to have. And I highly doubt that we're gonna go under because, god damn it, I got 2 out of 3 stars. I'm done. But I doubt that they were going to go under because people were playing the original too much. Maybe it's also a good testament to showcase that maybe people cared more about your original game versus the super monetized crap that came out later on. But hey, what do I know? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, wanted to really share a story about game preservation and the destruction of one of the classics of gaming of all time. Yeah, you might not think Angry Birds is serious business, but somebody back in 2009 and 2010 with the old iPod Touch and the Windows phones and the... God, I'm old. Yeah, you remember that era of gaming real well because all we had was Angry Birds and Mafia Wars. And boy, one of them actually had gameplay. Anyways, this is me, Mutahar. Thought it'd be a goofy video. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.